Welcome to the first video on this channel, and hopefully the first of many more to come too. Since this is our first interaction, I thought it best to briefly explain the purpose of this in future videos. Starting in 2009 when I got my PS3, I've had this perplexing interest in trophies, starting as very little to overtaking my life for a few years during university, to then almost abandoning them outright. As I get older, I try not to live my life on the side of extremes, rather through finding a healthy balance and order. Resuming my interest in trophies, although if I do this again, then I want to do this with purpose and resolution, hence the creation of this channel. The plan is to not just platinum a game, but to try and 100% it. The goal is to get the profile to as close to 100% profile completion as possible, and that is the journey that we are undertaking here together. This is not about completing games from start to finish, but rather cleaning up the mess of backed up trophies that I have accumulated over the last 10, 15 plus years. Of course, there will be new games too. I don't plan to stop playing. And with that, let us embark on our voyage into game number 1, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Maybe an odd choice, but honestly that's just the game that I was playing when I decided to start this channel. And as mentioned earlier, I'm jumping back into these games years later, sometimes even over a decade later. However, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a bit more recent than most. I originally paid it back in 2022 when it was free on PS Plus, and I hadn't accomplished much at the time, only collecting a few of the multiplayer trophies and leveling up to somewhere around the mid-20s. So here's where we begin. The trophies that we have already unlocked. Firstly, we have Heavy is the Hand, which is accomplished for winning a match of hero versus villains. Essentially a mode of just the heroes and villains of Star Wars fighting against each other, not all the smaller intricacies and other classes that are available. Quick Strike, be the first player to defeat an enemy in a match. Easy. Scoped, get 25 kills with long blasters. These are essentially sniper rifles in this game. Battle Beyond the Stars, win a match of Galactic Assault. And lastly, Choose Your Path, which is to defeat 50 heroes or enemies in Hero versus Villains. These 5 have been sitting there lonely for the past 2 years. Today we look to unite them with their patient brothers and sisters. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has a rather concise campaign. Truly it is nothing to write home about, but I did enjoy my short time with the game. Not much more than a handful of hours, the story mode takes you across the worlds of Star Wars and throws you into various battle scenarios, mostly mimicking the variety of online style modes, but adding a flair of plot and uniqueness when it finds needed. Following the exploits of Empire lackey turned rebel, Iden Versio, in her journey to right the wrongs that she has made. Although that is not the only character you will find yourself in the shoes of. Later on, the missions place you in control of many of your beloved Star Wars characters, which definitely adds a much needed change to combat and helps you to live out your power fantasy of swinging that iconic saber. I even found myself enjoying my time with the blaster characters, who are given a wide range of abilities lifted straight from the multiplayer. And as for the single player related trophies, they honestly couldn't be any more straightforward. I achieved 13 plot related trophies, working out to 1 for the completion of each mission. Plus, there are 4 miscellaneous trophies, and these can be completed at various points in the story, and are as follows. Dark Forces. This trophy relies on the use of Iden Versio's droid to shock 3 enemies at once. Pretty simple and can be achieved during Mission 1, the Cleaner. You'll see me hiding behind the corner to try and group the enemies together, to try and get them all at once. Balance Point. This trophy wants you to kill 5 enemies using the Barrage. This is a pickup during certain missions and is essentially a rocket launcher grenade launcher, and is easily done during Mission 2, the Battle of Endor. And if you fail on your first attempt, don't worry, get yourself killed, respawn, and try again. Simple. Master of Deception. Using the limited stealth options that this game provides you with, you need to eliminate a Scout Trooper with Aiden's melee takedown. Scout Troopers are sniper troopers in this game, and essentially you need to sneak behind them, undetected, and melee them from behind. This trophy can be done at various points in the story, but following the PSN Profiles guide, I completed it during Mission 5, The Storm. And the last of these 4 miscellaneous trophies is X-Wing vs TIE Fighter. This is done during Mission 11, the Battle of Jakku. You need to destroy 8 starfighters while piloting an X-Wing in the skies of Jakku. Again, nothing too difficult or time consuming. That has been left for the online portion of this game. The online suite offered by Star Wars Battlefront 2 is definitely the main focus of this game, and the reason why most people probably bought it. This is where you'll be spending most of your time and where you will definitely find the most challenge. So to anyone who's planning on going for these trophies in the future, good luck. Okay, arcade mode trophies. Are you ready? Let's begin. Other than the story-related trophies and the online trophies, there is one other set of trophies to be achieved in Battlefront 2. These belong to the arcade mode. These are single-player challenges that require you to complete a particular set of objectives, and by completing these challenges, you will get a rating out of 3 stars. That being said, however, you don't need to worry about these star ratings. All you need to do is complete each mission once. Doing the bare minimum and getting 1 star is totally viable, and honestly, it is the fastest way to complete these challenges. There are 16 total challenges, 8 light side and 8 dark side, playing as various troopers, heroes, and villains from across the Star Wars universe. 2 trophies are popped for completing these. The first being, There is no such thing as attack, which we got for engaging in 1 arcade mission, and the second being, Complete your training, which popped for completing all arcade missions. These 2 trophies are very simple and did not take much longer than 1 hour. Rather pointless if you ask me, but provided me with the ever so slightest drop of enjoyment. The first online trophy that I achieved was a job well done for reaching 25 multiplayer milestones. This was done rather naturally and requires you to complete 25 of the multiplayer related challenges. There are hundreds in this game, and honestly, most people will get this without having to think about it much. The next 3 are all popped for winning a particular online game mode, that being Starfighter Assault, Blast, and Strike, all of which are very simple game modes. And finally, with the completion of Strike, I popped the trophy A Galaxy at War, which is also achieved for winning 1 of each of all online game modes. Next, I decided to focus on one of the class-related trophies. This game has 4 base class types, and there are a few trophies tied to these classes. First being a Dominating Presence, achieved for boosting 100 allies with the Officer class's command ability. This ability essentially buffs surrounding teammates, giving them extra life points for a period of time. A bit of grinding later, and we have this in the bag. Do or do not, there is no try. This trophy requires us to play as all launch heroes and all launch villains. You can check which characters you have leveled up in the main menu. I used this to see which characters I had no XP gained on, and proceeded to play around with these particular characters. No trouble, nice and easy. This next trophy confused me a little bit at first, as it is rather poorly worded. The Interceptor asks us to get 20 kill streaks. Sounding a bit odd, I was unsure if they meant 20 separate kill streaks or 1 kill streak consisting of 20 kills. Luckily it was the former. You need to complete this using an Interceptor class ship. So I hopped into Starfighter Assault, and after getting a couple kills you will notice a line of text stating that you are on a kill streak. This trophy I actually got on accident while going for the Destroy 25 Objectives trophy, so unfortunately I didn't catch it on video, but here is a screenshot of the trophy image for any of those who are curious. Sentry Mode Engage is possibly my favorite trophy in this game, as it requires you to get 150 kills using the heavy class's special sentry gun ability. Essentially a minigun. I spent a few matches mowing down enemies across various different game modes to pop this cutie. And sticking with the class-related trophies, as I clearly enjoy these, let's move to Not All Miss, achieved for killing 3 enemies in a single use of the shotgun ability found on the Assault class. I think this ability is called the Vanguard ability. This needs to be done 5 times, and honestly this is quite a tough trophy as your ability only lasts for a few seconds. You have to make sure there are a few enemies grouped up together before popping this ability. Then blam blam blam! Hopefully you kill them all. If you can do this 5 times, this trophy is yours. And in the process of going for this trophy, I actually reached level 25, which will grant you the There Has Been an Awakening trophy. Nice. And I actually found out after the fact that these ability-centric trophies can be accomplished in the online co-op mode found in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Oh well, too late. But we'll come back to this mode later. Foreshadowing is it'll get very, very useful. Working to get 500 kills with heroes and villains. Defeating 25 hero ships with the fighter class ship. Fuck this trophy, by the way. Defeating 50 ships using the bomber class's torpedoes ability. And finally reaching rank 50. The last few hurdles before reaching that illustrious 69th LOL Platinum. Slowly chipping away at the 2 spaceship trophies here and there, I decided to hop online to see if there were any methods of power leveling in this game. Dead servers, a ridiculous amounts of XP, and EA's lovely microtransaction card-based system, all made for an awfully slow grind. Thank the nerdy gods of PSN profiles, I found a guide to leveling using the co-op missions mentioned before. What these are missions that from my understanding were added post-launch, and they can be played with up to 4 friends or strangers online. The catch is you only face bots. But you see, you don't just face a handful, you come up against hundreds and hundreds of these headless chickens. Mow them down, collect your XP, level up your heroes, have some fun. Or do as I did and turn your brain off, throw in a podcast or 2, and grind these fuckers into dust. I didn't realize, but when the We Are the Spark trophy popped, kill 500 enemies as heroes or villains, I came to the realization that other trophies could be done using this method too. And with a little research, my beloved PSN profiles, I came to see that yes, this was in fact true. So for any of you who are looking to do this plat in 2022 or beyond, my advice would be to minimize your grind using this method. Defeating 25 hero ships as a fighter class ship may be the most infuriating trophy on this list, I promise. It was probably a lot less rage-inducing when this game was populated, however trying to do it now is a nightmare. To put this into perspective, to unlock a hero ship, you need to acquire a certain number of points, done from killing and achieving in-match objectives. Usually I think it's around 4,000 points. And once an enemy has reached this point limit, they then need to consciously decide to spend these points on a hero ship. These are also limited to between 2 and 4 players at any given time, and playing in the Starfighter and Galactic Assault modes made little to no progress. This couldn't be the only way, and if so, it would be the most time-consuming and luck-based trophy on this list. So I decided to suck it up and hop back onto PSN profiles. And thank God I did. Listed was a strategy to help minimize the grind. There is a so-called Hero Starfighter mode. Essentially 2 teams, one of hero ships and one of villain ships. First to kill an entire team of enemy heroes wins. The catch being that if you die while your teammates are still alive as their given hero, then you can spawn back in as a regular ship. So the strat here is to instantly fly into debris, killing yourself and spawning back as a fighter ship, then hoping and praying you can get a kill on one of the enemy hero or villain ships. It's tough because assists don't count, you need to land the final bullet. But slowly but surely, this was the way to unlocking this absolute nightmare of a trophy. And here it is, multitasking. Thank the gods. Almost there, Starfighter Assault next, to grind out the last few dual proton missile kills with the bomber ships. My plan of action here was to focus on AI ships. Usually they have less health and are less tactically inclined than real people. Shoot them to about less than half of their health and then launch one of your missiles. Fingers crossed that it hits, as the AI often dodge these, and honestly quite easily. And as it goes for most of the trophies in this game in 2022, you spend most of your time searching for matches, but eventually the bomber trophy will pop and you will feel sweet release only bettered by death. And there you have it, a few hours in co-op, grinding away levels during the double and triple XP weekends and Wednesdays, and level 50 is done. The force is strong with this one trophy is achieved, and the platinum is yours. And you thought it was done there? No, no, no. But actually, I teased. The devs actually added a few short story DLC post-release. These can be found as their own DLC trophy list, and thankfully, nothing at all grindy. Play through 3 missions, one of which can be seen here, and they're actually quite fun, as very similar to the story. As you can imagine, they are what they are. And with that, 100% is achieved. We are done. The first game on this channel, 100%ed. Before we head out, I just want to quickly give you all a look at my profile. So here we are on PSN profiles. Here you can see the amount of trophies, platinums I have, and my overall percentage of completion. So this is our main goal that we want to up over the course of these videos. So hopefully we can do this together. And if there's any game that you would like me to play in the future, please let me know. Here I'm having a scroll through some of the games that I have available, so please comment down below. Don't forget to like and follow, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.